Hey guys, VTech here, Blueberry Hill. So here we are. This is June 11th to the 14th. We're starting our door, sliding glass door building. We talked to a contractor, and he's supposed to be here midweek to the end of the week. So we're trying to bust out the framing for the sliding glass doors. Basically, one door is 8 by 8 feet, and the three are 6 by 8. So pretty straightforward build. Cut the walls out like normal, and then put a 90-degree angle iron supports the frame for the door, and if the door will be screwed directly to it, shimmed out, etc. So I'm doing a rough opening. It's 92 inches tall, and width it depends on the size of the door. The 8-foot door is 1 inch extra. They say ½ inch to 1 inch, so I went around there. Here you see me using a concrete grinder. Once I cut the metal, we couldn't get the grinder when we did the floors, close to the wall, so I used the portable one to clean that up. Then I used a metal grinder to make the metal nice and smooth there. So the rest is just rinse and repeat. Put the angle iron, make sure it's level. Once I put one in, then I make sure that the rough opening size is perfect for the door we're putting in. Then go to the other side, and I should measure. You should see a measuring tape come out, and then first level a couple times. I've cut out a lot of this, of course, because it'd be just a little bit slow going on the video. But you see me using a hammer to kind of make things true. I buttoned everything up with this wall. This container actually had major bow in the walls, so I had to slice the walls in several places along the edge. And there you see me using a clamp to make it nice and tight. I made sure the top and bottom were nice and flat to the container, and then I moved the metal in the middle sections to be flat as well. Here's Angie and I picking up the header. It slid right in. It actually sits on top of the side angle irons. Pretty easy. Tighten it up, and then I weld it in and make it all nice and true. We're not too worried about water here, of course, though we're going to do the same waterproofing. This is underneath the overhang. We shouldn't have any issues with any kind of water management here. But I'm going to do the same stuff for all the doors. With one little exception, I seam sealed the top header on the other 3 doors totally. Not quite this one. This one was every other stitch. And then once we finished that, Angie went and cleaned up the frame with acetone, and then she'll prime it with Rust-Oleum's heavy-duty rust primer. That stuff works awesome. I've been very impressed with it. Everywhere I've used it, rust has definitely not come back, but it's actually extremely scratch resistant. So I'm really digging the product. And it's a lesser expensive product in my books. There's some stuff out there that's truly expensive. But anyway, good stuff. So I did the second door I did that day was in the master. Basically, that's the reason we didn't put the ceiling joists in. If you were watching our other prior videos, you kind of saw a missing ceiling. Anyway, here I always show the wall falling out because I think that's the most exciting part. Yep, ta-da! And I used a fan, so when I was grinding the concrete, I should have probably wore a mask, but I didn't. The fan was good enough to blow everything away. You are not supposed to ingest or breathe concrete dust, so yeah, just saying. And then same process here. Put one angle iron in, true it up, weld it, do the other side, weld it, and then put the header in. We did the big sliding glass doors, obviously for view, and that's why we chose the large casement windows as well. The views are going to be spectacular. The sunset, of course, you'll see that in the future, but it's brilliant, and it's kind of diagonal across right there. If you look straight out past those trees at that angle, the sunset is right around there. Anyway, here I'm making so I bought enough angle iron to do the 4 doors. With a small exception, I had some spare angle iron. I didn't know how much. I forgot to measure it up, but we had just enough to do all the doors and a couple feet left over, so we did great. I had to weld a few pieces together to make the overall length, the 6-footer size. So no big deal, just some welding and stitching steel together. So as soon as Angie, I finished welding up, Angie came in and started doing the prep work for the priming. We could have waited. We weren't sure of the weather. It's supposed to be hot and dry all week, but regardless, depending on the dew situation, sometimes we get a little moisture on the containers at this point. I think once they're insulated, that's not going to happen. But the currently, it's still moisture still hits them. Anyway, Angie was doing all the prep work, cleaning, and then priming with the Rust-Oleum. Here I'm running around with my big belly. I used to be skinnier. Oh well. So here we are in the apartment spare bedroom. Since I had the welder on the first floor, I just had to do that before doing the game room. We built these walls straight out. I kind of forgot that there's a door going here, but we put the studs in anyway. Pretty easy to cut out. No big deal. We're gonna reuse all this wood, of course, because that's like $4,000 of wood right there. Kidding, it's about $100 maybe, but you know, $8 a board. But anyway, same process. I didn't have to mark the sides. I have the you can see on the top of the ladder. You see the little box there. That's a skill laser level thing, and I didn't have to do the straight up and down the vertical stuff. Just a horizontal on the 92.5. There you can actually see a very faint line there before I cut on it. Anyway, again, I cut the just to show you guys. I was taking a big panel out, and then more grinding, leveling it out, and then I come back with the grinding disc. The grinding disc doesn't like concrete, I'll tell you that. So I try to sawzall for 2 seconds, and that didn't work too well either. The discs get clogged up with the concrete. They're 40 grit, so once they get kind of bound up with a little bit of concrete, they don't grind very good. So that was a bit of a pain, but regardless, got through it. Just a little longer time. I kept looking at the disc to see how bad it was, and then I think I changed it here. But in any case, made it through. There you go. New disc on, and it eats metal like it's going out of style. So good discs are hard to find. Not really if you have enough of them. So onto the welding part, put the frame in, and then Angie and I put the header up, and we call it good. And then I go up into the game room in a minute and start cutting that wall out. So in 2 days we did both these, all 4 doors. There's Angie, and it's pretty nice. It just fits in there, and welding I go. These, like I was mentioning, I seam seal the entire header here because water will get on the back side of it. We're gonna definitely weatherproof it anyway, but not taking any chances. So I seam welded the whole thing. Here you see me cutting the wall in the game room. I had to go get a crowbar because I got kind of a little stuck on the bottom there. There's my supervisor coming to take a look, make sure I'm working right. And after she approved it, I went on to the grinding and continued. So pretty straightforward. It was actually easier than I thought. You know, measure, level, and double check everything. It's kind of coming together pretty good. Very happy about it. Here you see, this is the kind of work I got to do. So it takes half an hour to get stuff up on the second floor, just because they're walking up the stairs. It's heavy, and then you got to take it back down later. Anyway, here you see me making progress on the last frame up, and then Angie will be up here painting away again, and then she'll actually put the gray Rust-Oleum. It's not Rust-Oleum, it's a enamel paint from Behr. The stuff's the same color as our shop, so that's why we're using it. You saw us use it on the windows as well. So finishing up the welding on the header, again I was seaming the whole thing, so it took a little longer. I tried to make it a nice tight fit there between the side of the container and the angle iron. So it still takes a little while. That's 6 feet of welding right there. Anyway, it was hard to see in there because it was just dark compared to the contrast and the big hole for the window, right? So anyway, here I move on to doing the ceiling in the utility room. Bang that out. We didn't do it last week for whatever reason. So I finish that up and make it all good. So finishing up the ceiling here. We're covering up that hole in the ceiling right above my head. That was for the support, C-channel supports. The hallway's going to be exposed, so we're going to leave that raw. So coming up is a walk through the house, real time.
All right, so here's our fortune, smaller fortune now because we're using some of the 2x, but we're almost getting through with the lumber being so expensive and all. But that whole wall over there, that still needs to get done, and we have to put a window on the second floor, kind of, sort of. And that's going to be, I just got my cutoff wheels today, so I was going to try to do that today, but I might hold it off for tomorrow. Anyway, walk through here. It's the living room. I'm going to start at the spare bedroom and apartment. Here's our hallway. This is, of course, this is my office. So the framing is pretty much done. All the nail ups are in. All the blocking is in for the drywall. And the next thing we're going to be doing is the sliding glass doors, which then we finish out our framing. Otherwise, we're going to have to delay that a little bit. But the sliding glass door installer is going to be here end of this week, mid this week. So here's our spare bedroom area. This is the bedroom. Small closet. And here's our big living room, whatever you want to call it. There'll be a fireplace in that corner. And big large windows, and there's their bathroom. So this is what we've been doing. And you can see Angie across the way there. This hole is for the sliding glass door. It's a 6 by 8 foot. And rather than us wrestling with it, we hired a contractor to install it. And he's going to get to that by end of this week, mid to end of this week. I'm hoping maybe in a couple of days, because I finished it faster than I thought. Basically, I built the frames. It's a 3-inch angle iron, and we're going to screw the doors right to that, and hopefully they're true and plumb as far as I know, with you know, the typical rough opening. So that'll hopefully be sufficient for those guys. Here's another spare bedroom, and through this door is Angie's office. Here's a small bathroom, and I don't know if I showed the close-ups of these windows. These are cool. These are Ram windows, all aluminum. They have a really cool handle system. They shut really nice, and then they lock down. Ta-da! And we did these style because they will breathe. You open them sideways to the wind, and you get really nice breezes. We do have screens for them. We'll be installing those last. So here we are, walking through the main hallway area. This is the big door. We put this one in first the other day. And you probably saw that in the other part of the video. This is an 8 by 8. This door is heavy. You can see it's gray. Angie's painting gray paint on it. We primed it. She primed it. And we're finishing that up. So let me take you up our stairway. Some people don't feel comfortable walking on this yet, but I've been up and down so many times it's not a big deal. I just finished welding up this door. So here's our sliding glass door, and this will eventually be a giant deck. We're gonna probably go over the edges by about a foot, so waterfall will not be directly on the walls of the containers. But we walk on here. This is nice and solid now because we did support the roof with the walls inside. This is the view we're gonna get. We're very excited. So that's where we just came from. That's the spare bedroom. That's the other spare bedroom, and that's my Angie's office right there. So here's a view to the back, and Angie has some more painting to do here. We'll get to that in a minute. And I have not done the caulking on the second story windows. You can see the foam. I cut out a little bit of it, but I need to do the commercial caulking on that. We're going to rent a man lift to do that. Haven't got around to it yet, so there you go. Here's our game room. So we're gonna have a pretty good view. There's gonna be a banister here, of course, and a surrounding banister to the stairway. So we're pretty much done on this, but it's feeling pretty good. So here's the stairs, shooting down. No big deal. These are very comfortable. They're well within code. They're actually on the safer side. Here's Angie. Say hi, Angie.
Hi.
We're recording in real time now. Yeah, she's all sweaty, see? Isn't that something?
Hi.
It's kind of hot.
Very hot.
Yeah.
100 today.
So I'm just doing the painting of the thing. We need to do a little more priming on the second floor. So here's pretty much the view. We're going to have the sliding glass doors. These are again 6 by 8. So we're gonna come here and not fall. We're gonna have a deck, and the pool's going here somewhere. And then this whole area is gonna be basically a giant deck, all the way from that apartment out here. Might not go out all the way there, but it'll come out, go to the pool, and then down here we're gonna have hopefully the hot tub. We'll show you that, of course, because it's gonna be all dumpster diving. A dumpster pool with a dumpster hot tub. Who knew? And then here we're. I got marked for sliding glass, not sliding glass, sliding doors, pocket doors. These are soft close and soft open. They work really cool. This is how. Watch this. Watch when we shut it. Oh, I didn't do it hard enough. Let me try it again. There we go. That's pretty badass. Anyway, it should be pretty cool. Got another one. This is for our closet right here. And those are the supports. And what I'll wind up doing is welding some. I have some 2" by 8 steel. I'll probably put bands when I put the screws to the ground and into the header. And then I'll put some kind of insulation or wallboard on it, extra, for a little bit of sound deadening. And there it is. And there's a giant mess of container parts. I'll be picking those up with the tractor in a minute. And there's Angie. Wave, Angie. There you go. A 2-year-old versus a 15-year-old. Who's gonna win? Go! Hey, that's not playing very nice. No, no. Get it, Whiskey. Your ball. Get it. Get it, Whiskey. Go, go, go. Shake and bake, shake and bake. You like that, Whiskey? Hey! What are you doing? What are you doing? Whiskey, get the mouse. Get the mouse. Get the mouse. Get the mouse.
And now cleanup time. So I'm walking around with the tractor, we're driving around, picking up all the panels we just cut out for the doors and a couple from the windows which we didn't pick up earlier. So now we have all the panels picked up. They're on a big pile, our little reserve area. We'll use them probably for the deck, the base of the deck for the over the master bedroom. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Catch us on the next video. That will hopefully be the sliding door install. Thanks. See ya.